And I'm going to go ahead and record so that I can post this on the portal. And if anybody came in late, or if you know that your neighbor's unable to make it, then this will be available. I'll have it by Friday posted on the portal so that if you want to watch again, or if your neighbor missed it and would like to watch, they can. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to the board.
Good evening, everyone. Just to make sure we're all in the right spot, Oak Tree Homeowners Board meeting. So we'll just get right down to business, and like the agenda says, we'll call the meeting to order formally at 4:06. And then the board received the meeting minutes from the last meeting on Wednesday, July 2nd. We should go ahead and, Karen, would you like to move to approve those?
I move to approve the July meeting minutes.
All right, I guess I second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that's pretty easy. And just a reminder, all your meeting minutes are posted on the portal, so if you ever want to go back and review those will all be there, and these will be there probably by Friday as well. Okay, treasurer's report. Let's see. Dawn, do you want to read it, or do you want me to read it?
Oh, I can read it if you'd like. That's fine.
Sure.
I just need to scroll down. I'm still letting some folks in.
Gotcha. I can read it if you're letting people in. You're gonna... Is it not letting you scroll?
It's not letting me scroll.
Okay.
Here, let me stop sharing and I'm going to grab it again.
Okay.
There we go.
So Dawn, I think we're having a problem with your connection.
We can't hear you.
Christina?
Yeah, do you want me to, well,
do you have it?
I think I can. I was going to say I can.
I think we're having a problem with her connection.
Yeah, I can share my screen here. Let me grab it up.
All the workarounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back up. That's why we got them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you guys able to hear me now?
We are.
There you are.
So Christina's going to
share packet was.
That sheet anyway for your manager.
Just. Sorry, it'll just be a moment here.
I've got it up. Can you guys...
There we go. Good.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Like I said, with the Zoom meetings, with so many people on right now, I've noticed disruptions in Zoom. So just hang on. If it sounds a little weird or wonky, just hang on a minute and it'll sort itself out. So, for the financial report, the September 2020 financial report were emailed to the board on 10/16/2020.
I was going to say, well, I could read it.
Yeah,
if
you have a much stronger.
Yeah, so as you see up here on the screen, the September financials were emailed to the board on 10/16. As of the end of September, the account balances are $773,210 and change in the operating accounts, and the checking account is $771,579.84. Delinquencies as of September 30th are 0, which is fantastic. And then the Oak Tree September financial forecast is posted to the portal. Breakdown, you can go.
Great, and so in this meeting. So why don't we hop to the committee, and I believe Fred is here. Fred, you want to unmute yourself if you can. Oh, Dawn, you need to unmute him.
Okay. I've got everybody.
I think you have to request him to unmute like you did for Karen and I.
Okay.
You can speak.
Again.
Chalk it up to 2020.
I know. Hi, Craig. Yes.
It's Fred.
I need
It's
Fred.
Craig, you can stay there because you're next.
Okay.
Perfect.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Representing the ACC, our chair had I think a medical appointment and couldn't make it, so I'm representing the committee. And I was asked just to say a little bit about the process and certain aspects of for requesting approval from the ACC. The most important thing is that you request approval prior to beginning work. And particularly if you've got a contractor, and I've just been through this myself with work that we had done, landscaping that we had in our backyard, you probably want to get approval from the ACC before you sign the contract for the thing that arises from the ACC process. Everyone gets them rapidly distributed. We can't emphasize, and that includes all the signature side, behind the house, in front of the house, etc. But we need those signatures, and we need a description of the project. Now, particularly if you're working with a contractor, I found it to be particularly helpful to simply provide to the committee things that the contractor had provided to me, including sketches and things like that. But we will certainly take your hand-drawn sketches. We usually can make sense out of them. We really want you, first of all, on the ACC, one of the things I should have said in the beginning of this, when I joined the ACC in October, the purpose of the ACC is while still maintaining the thing is consistent in our property values. So what helps the applications go smooth where you start work. It's very difficult if you've already started doing something. Send them to Dawn. Dawn gets them out to us. She distributes them, as I said, to us. And we will, if we need to have some clarification on certain aspects of the application, we will contact you through Dawn and get that information. Now, the ACC only provides recommendations to the board. We don't have an approval authority. We're going to send the final recommendation from the ACC to the board, and your request is approved. Holiday season, and this is maybe people are planning their Thanksgiving, lighted displays or string. You're allowed to put up your Christmas stuff as soon as Thanksgiving is over. Now, having said that, you have 2 weeks after Christmas to take down your stuff. So that's really the requirement is that you can have it up for a month, enjoy it to the hilt, but within 2 weeks after the holiday, it needs to come down. And I think that's it from ACC.
Okay.
Fred?
Yeah, we know that a few people have reached out recently about maybe a little bit more joy. We know that people are going to want to put their lights up, the removal 2 weeks after, with a lot of decorations from a past and maybe highly stressed after the holidays. So keep that in mind. But let's bring a little bit of light into a rather chaotic year.
Absolutely.
All right, Craig, do you want to take floor for the landscaping committee?
Hi, everyone. My name is Craig Gable, and I am the new chair for the landscape committee, taking over for Don Wilson, who has been the chair over the last couple of years. I guess first order of business, I'd like to recognize some people that have been on the committee for the past 2 years and are cycling off. And those people are Joe Boberon and Don Wilson as the chair committee, in addition to myself, Christina Holland, Barb Zachars, excuse me. The focus of the committee is really on keeping the integrity and the health of the overall community landscape. And to that end, we meet once a month and certainly would encourage people that have interest in our committee to let Don know. We look in the new year to add some additional members as others transition off the committee. We're on call simply currently. As a membership group, our meetings are, I think, on the second Tuesday of the month at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. During this COVID period, we're doing Zoom meetings, but when we can have access to the pavilion, in the future, we'll be meeting in the pavilion. One of the things that we do on a weekly basis, we do a walk around the community, and we do that with Dawn.
And it's our intent to sort of be the eyes and ears of the community, to identify issues, to monitor the performance of the vendor against the contract that we have with that vendor. And where we identify issues, those things are then brought to the attention of the vendor and addressed. If you have concerns individually relative to your own front yard, it's not appropriate probably to reach out to Dawn so that she's aware of your concerns. And if it requires a work order, then she will work with you to actually put a work order into the mix. And one of the things that's coming, and I'm sure it will be referenced a little bit more later in the meeting, but we want to survey the community. It's important to us as a committee to know sort of what your preference is in terms of the things that need to be addressed. As an example, this summer we had some irrigation issues that needed to be addressed, and those were front of mind. That marking in the community is something that's important to everyone, and it gives a consistency of the beauty of it. I can say just off the top of my head that are some priorities, but we want to know from anybody in the community that thinks there are things that need to be addressed by the committee. We'd love to have you bring that to our attention. One of the things that we also are working on, all the committees work under charters, and I think annually we're asked by the board to look at our charters and make any changes to them. We're in the process of going through that as a committee. We did a little bit of that in our meeting in October, back out to the members of the committee with the changes we suggested. We will be sitting down in November and reviewing any additional changes and then board for their approval. Any and all things relative to our committee, the committee meeting minutes are on the portal and are accessible by you as residents. And certainly our charter will be too once it's revised. So I think that's all I've got.
Great, thanks. Let's see, it looks like Mel's next for Communications Committee.
Hi, everyone. No new committee chairman here, same old me. And newsletter just went to the printer, so you should get that by November. Else going on, I encourage anybody who hasn't signed up for the community email list to send me your information. Occasional emails, no solicitation, we don't share your information, but things like the recommended for those who need it to have the fellow come change your batteries and furnace filters. You can sign up that way. And when we do have things going on, like a new group forming or something fun, we'll send you an email with that information too. That's about it from us.
Mel. All right, and then it looks like Bill is here for the Pavilion Committee.
Hi-ho, can you hear me all?
We can hear you.
Good. Well, as you can see, I'm talking from deep within the Oak Tree Pavilion at the haunted house that we have here. A lot of fun. Now, we have a few things, but we've been busy getting things done. We have 3 members leaving our group. That's Doreen Dale, Heather Marsh, and I want to give a special thanks to them. There's a lot of groundwork that we all worked on getting the Pavilion Committee up and running, and their assistance was just invaluable, I think, to our community. So many thanks to them, and if you get a chance to say hi to them, please do. We have Ed Nugent's going to stay on. He was trained shortly before, or he came on shortly before we closed the pavilion, got him up to speed, and then we got shut down. So glad that he's still on, and he's going to be helping me get the other members up and trained, so that when we do reopen the pavilion, or I should say Taylor Morrison, as we can reopen it, we'll be ready to go and take care of all your needs. We have new members. Carol J is going to be our secretary. I know she's on the event calendar. And we have Jeannie Reeder. She's going to be handling the petty cash. So welcome to them, and we'll get training with them starting next month, and hopefully be working with Dawn as far as getting them all up to speed on the portal how to work it out, how to do the calendar, and all of that. We also developed a auxiliary for the Pavilion Committee. This is, I just call it the Friends of the Pavilion or Pavilion Auxiliary. And the purpose of that is once we do reopen, we realize there's going to be a lot of events going on, and we're going to need some extra help as far as helping us out. So we're not going crazy doing all the helping the owners and the inspections and all. Is it Shubi or Shobi? I never get her left.
I think it was Show.
Okay. And she's going to be training along with us. She's not an actual official member of the committee, but she'll be trained a lot of the same stuff. And when need be, when someone rotates out, she'll be able to come on in. Anybody else interested in something like that, let us know, and we can get you worked in. So as I say, training next month. We'll do a refresher then just before we do open up the pavilion, so everyone's ready to go. Couple other things I want to talk about. We have revised the rules and regulations. It's pretty much the same. Changed the format a little bit, added a couple new things, and we're now going to have the new crew coming on, look at them as well, making sure they all make sense and it's easy to understand. So we'll do that, and I think they're supposed to be printed and coming out probably December.
Next year.
Next December next year?
No. Next year, 2021.
Yeah, okay, all right. What else do I have here? Dawn is maintaining the pavilion as far as any issues that come up. She's making sure the air conditioning and heating is all working. Any repairs that we see right now, she's taking care of all that. We've replaced some of the lights outside that needed to be fixed. And other, if as homeowners you want to kind of remember how things work. Now I had to write this backwards, so hopefully you can read it.
It's still backwards.
Hopefully you can read it.
Bill,
yeah.
You have a virtual background, so it makes it really hard. It actually.
Okay. Oh. Okay, so if you go onto YouTube and you type in the book tree, there's a series of videos of how to use the vent over the stove, how to do the shades, how to the fireplaces, the heaters out on the patio. That kind of all goes through how you go ahead and do that. At least it kind of gets you up to speed, so when the place does open, you'll be set to go. So be sure to check that out. Special thanks to Michael Smith, who directed all that, and some of the owners here who acted in there for us. We will be revising a couple of those. What else? I think that's it. We do meet monthly, second Tuesday at 4:30, and so if you're free and want to come and listen in and hear what we do, you're welcome to attend. So I thank you all.
Thanks, Bill. I'm just gonna have just a general reminder, if you do use the patio furniture, we did find some cushions in the bushes the other day, and just make sure if you move it, that's fine. Just make sure it gets back in a reasonable spot, and that we're not leaving our lovely little cushions in the bushes on accident. So just a little housekeeping. Let's see. So I guess Dawn, will try your connection again.
Yep. Hopefully you guys can hear me. So as Bill mentioned, we're still doing general maintenance of the pavilion. We have Alan coming to clean the gutters tomorrow. So he'll be there at 9 o'clock. I'll be there as well doing my landscape walk. So we'll be there at the same time. And then the pavilion patio has been cleaned on the outside just once a month. And the Monarch landscaper, has replaced bushes and trees and continues to work on oak tree work orders. They are gearing up for winter with ice melt services for mailbox areas and the pavilion. The irrigation was turned off and will not be turned on again until the spring. And I post updates weekly directly from Monarch as far as what they're doing on a particular week, so that you guys are all informed, what they're doing this week or what was done this week and what is going to be done next week, and then what are future projects. We do also have ice melt that is in the closet by where the garbage cans are kept. So we keep that there for anyone to have access to for extra ice melt at the pavilion. The annual calendar was updated and is on the portal under documents, annual disclosures. We had the arborist out the end of last week And we're expecting a report this week. And once I get that information, I will post to the portal. The first new homeowners orientation went well. The only thing that I ask is when homeowners come to that they come timely, because we had some folks that came quite late, and if we're showing a video, it makes it hard to let people in without the distraction. So the next one that we will be having will be in February, and I will be posting that on the portal. Management has finished the age verification project for 2020. And then, as Craig from the Landscape Committee was talking about the survey questions, we can expect those to come out after the board has reviewed, probably close to the end of the year. And then a reminder, the HOA responsibilities versus non-responsibilities is posted on the Oaktree portal under Documents, Annual Disclosures. And we have finished working on the budget, so expect those budget mailers in early November. Just for some portal updates, there are 170 registered members, 187 emails on file. And get this, we have a total of 274 ACC requests that have been processed thus far year to date.
All right, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That committee was busy. I felt it. Great. And let's see here. So do you want to continue on with the new business about the...
So for the audit collection, we finished.
Did you want to speak? Yeah.
Yeah, the audit collection, we have finished with all of the age verification for all homeowners at Oaktree. And then the next bullet point is we've had some questions about the percentage for homeowner ownership to be on board.
So I'm going to encourage everyone to be an educated homeowner and refer to your documents in your bylaws. It actually has this all laid out, and this is a document that's also available on the portal. So it's 25% of closed homes is when we will have a 25%. We keep hearing that it keeps getting changed, but 25 is where it's at. So for you, 173 closed homes currently. We have 15 pending sales up to April of 2021, and you need 204 for 25%. So with our magic ball, we're kind of guesstimating that sometime in the summer next year of 2021, we will be electing a homeowner to the declarant board. This is contingent on the rate of sales. So if we have, say, like, a rash of 30 people, cash buyers coming in saying, I want a house, who knows, that could be like a great Valentine's gift for you. So the best thing we could do is encourage referrals if you're happy, which we hope you are. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So once again, 173, and then we need 204 closed homes for us to get 25%. And that will, like I said, looks like it may be hitting the summer, probably sometime around that to do that. Got a little distracted by it. We have a chat feature, so I hope you're all using it. Like Dawn said, we actually have crafted most of the survey. We wanted to have our meeting and meet with our committees to see if there's anything else that we wanted to capture in our survey. But it's basically a survey that is kind of generated from the feedback that we received of things that people might want more information and thoughts on in the community, and things that we kind of sometimes consistently bump into, where we get varying teeter-tottering opinions on things like, for instance, the meadow. So that'll be coming out probably either the budget stuff in November, and December will be our survey month, and then we'll definitely share all of our results and our comments and our feedback from that survey and use it for upcoming events and how we do things in the community with your input. So that was, I'm gonna let Dawn talk about the Thurston County traffic calming report. That's a mouthful.
Yes, so we had a lot of concerns about drag racing over the summer, and basically about some folks who were kind of wandering around on the preserve trails and up in the areas that will be the villages. And there was a lot of concern from homeowners. As many of you know that I talked with, I tried many times to get the police involved, and they have asked that if you see anything that's going on, that you please call 911. And so I was also able to get a hold of, last year we had Bernie, who was with Thurston County Traffic Calming, and she has retired. So I was able to get a hold of her replacement, and they are doing a traffic study. And so many of you may have noticed that they had the wires that are across the entrance area to see how fast people are coming and going. And also studying to see if there's additional stop signs that need to be placed in the community. And so I'm looking forward to receiving her findings on that traffic report to share with the board and then post on the portal.
Okay. Let's see. And like we mentioned, the 2021 budget, you will receive your mailer. Everyone will get a paper copy of the projected budget. And so if you have any questions, please feel free to send them to Dawn. You don't need to wait to the meeting to ask the questions. So send the questions to Dawn and we'll tackle them then. That meeting is scheduled for November 18th. And once again, that'll be held for that. Expect those to come in the mail soon. And then pretty much the Taylor Morrison update. Fortunately, the pavilion is currently not open and we do not have an update on when it can be opened. So we're still in our TM phasing that keeps amenities closed. Unless you can absolutely adhere to all the cleaning, cleanliness, sanitation practices, which we don't have anyone sitting in the pavilion. So when we do have an update and we can get things like maybe the gym or something open, we'll definitely let you know. But for right now, we're gonna hold in our TM phasing. Some of you have already sent me emails and have made comments, but yes, we're back out on site. Starting with, construction, you'll see that they're working on some foundations again. We're still finishing up. We're just schedule is same as it always has been. We're still looking forward to around that. The village is starting. You may see some land development occurring here and there, but that's still a little bit of ways out. But our plan has not changed. So nothing has changed in terms of all of that moving forward. So little break there due to COVID, but we are back on schedule and moving, and hopefully we're doing really well with our rate of sales, so that's good. So hopefully they'll pick up a little bit more and we can keep heading towards our goals. So I don't really have anything else in terms of a Taylor Morrison update. Karen, did I touch on everything?
I think you got it all.
I think I did. What we'll do at this point, I see that there's a chat that says, are there any plans? Sorry, it just went away. Let me get it. I don't know if I have finalized plans for homeowners to see for the village, but we do have some. The problem with releasing a projected is people get attached to a projected. So I'll see what we can find in terms of sharing what might be involved with the villages. So I'll have to follow up on that. So let me take a note real quick. But Dawn, if you want to go ahead and unmute people if they still want to use the chat, but this is the 15-minute-ish homeowner forum portion of the meeting. So.
Okay.
Let's see. What we're going to do for the next meeting is encourage everyone to bring their favorite beverage.
Yes.
And maybe have so maybe have a favorite. I'm still at work, so mine's work appropriate. But you are at home, so it could be. Do you have any questions? Oh, like Doug.
Doug likes it.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yes, we should definitely bring our favorite beverages.
Yeah, why not? It's not like you have to drive. You're home.
Okay, so I do see some chat questions. I see Steve has asked if there could be reopening of the gym using an online sign up. And so I think Jennifer covered that Taylor Morrison, we are not reopening the pavilion right now at this time. And then Mel asked if I could e-blast the recommended kind of ice melt so that folks have that information, and I will write that down and do that, yes.
You still have that information that we can provide because you don't want anything that's going to create spalling on your concrete.
Correct.
So we can share that.
And then,
I know what someone had asked, and it did come up for the survey, and I think I'll just address it now. Someone has asked about having walkways put in the medians to get to mailboxes.
Oh, yeah.
The answer is probably going to be no, partially due to a couple of factors. The right-of-ways are in public streets owned and maintained by Thurston County. Some of the bioswales and the medians, actually some of the medians are bioswales, so they are functioning somewhat with drainage. Some of them are pretty obvious where you can see how it tapers down. And also there's a liability because it is a public road and we do know that there's not a formal crosswalk there. So, you know, we do not get to dictate where those mailboxes go. The postal service has not going to have HOA be liable or responsible for creating paths of walking across a public road. If it's something that maybe we can work out with the city at a later date, you know, we're open to the discussion, but I just think for liability and safety purposes, it's probably not a good idea. And I know that's come up a couple times.
So Jennifer, we have quite a few neighbors around us. I live on Oakwood, and we have several members that have to walk across the street to get to the mailbox. It's quite a distance, and some of them are a little disabled. And so I wonder if there's a way for people to, the homeowners won't do, association won't do it. What are other means for which they can try and get that done? Because it's a problem. It's that trek, and they can only go and get their mail only at certain times.
I mean, it's Thurston County property, so it's going to have to be conversations with county ultimately. I mean, we maintain it, but it's not something that we get to just do what we want to it. So I think it's probably a conversation with county.
That's got to be something that we're trying to reinvent the wheel on. I'm sure if a homeowner went to the post office, they've experienced this before, and the post office might have some answers and suggestions for you. And some things might fall under the Americans with Disabilities Act, where a homeowner in that situation may be able to have a private mailbox.
Oh,
So I think the best resource is to go to the post office, who has certainly seen this question before.
sure.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. That's a good idea. Yeah, thanks, Steve.
I just worry because I have actually seen people that are struggling to get to the mailbox.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel bad for them. But okay, that's a good
Yeah,
suggestion.
I think Steve's suggestion is a great suggestion. Alrighty, well, if you remember something while you're eating dinner, you don't hesitate to send on an email or a
Feel free to
question.
contact me.
Yeah, we'll be more than happy to answer that. But if we don't have any other questions, we could stare at each other for a while.
Yeah.
Faces until everyone notices.
No.
Or we can go have dinner. I'm in favor of eating.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Well, we'll formally adjourn the meeting at 4:48. All right. And like I said, meeting minutes will probably be up on the portal by Friday, as well as the recorded version of this meeting. It's nice to see you in hand. My favorite holiday beverage.
Okay.
Hey, mine's probably going to be like, all right.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Everyone.
Bye.